Is there more trouble in the royal family? Today we're going to tell you a story about Princess Charlene of Monaco that is full of mystery, health battles, and drama that the royal family doesn't want you to know about. In this video, we'll tell you everything that happened to her and the secrets of the royal family of Monaco that used to be all over the tabloids. But first, let's go back to the beginning so you can really understand the story and the drama that followed Princess. Charlene Wittstock was born in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, in 1978. She grew up loving both swimming and the natural beauty of her home country. When she was young, her family moved to South Africa, where she discovered her love for swimming. Her natural talent and unwavering dedication helped her make a name for herself in competitive swimming. By the mid-1990s, she was already turning heads by winning titles in the South African Championship in the 100m. Charlene made a name for herself on the international stage by winning a silver medal in the 4x100m medley relay at the Commonwealth Games and several awards at the Swimming World Cup. The high point of her career was competing for South Africa in the 4x100m medley relay at the 2000 Sydney Olympics, where they not only beat the Charlene not only became famous as a swimmer, but she also set new African records in the heats and finals and came in 5th place. Swimming helped pave the way for her future role as a royal. In 2000, she met Prince Albert I at a competition in Monaco. It was a short meeting between a successful athlete and a royal attending the event, but both were well liked by the crowd. Charlene was famous for swimming, and Albert was a prince whose personal life was constantly being written about in tabloids. The two met, and as they spent more time together at events and royal functions, rumors started to spread that they were dating. The couple was resolute; they wouldn't let the public decide how they would love each other, so they slowly grew their relationship. Charlene split her time between training and visiting Monaco, where she continued to see them together at high-profile events like the Monaco Grand Prix and the prestigious Rose. Stories about them filled the media, and people in the royal family were still interested and excited about them, even though they were famous and seen in public events. They kept their relationship private because they were both famous and knew how to deal with the media. But Charlene didn't count on one thing: the media's stubbornness. She started to fight the media and try to dismiss rumors about her and her beau. Then a new group of people called the Monaco elite came along and wanted her to learn the ins and outs of royal protocol and expectations, which was hard for the fiercely independent athlete. Is this related to what happened to her? While she was dealing with this, Charlene had her career to keep her steady, and she looked like she was set for even more greatness. Then her life took an unexpected turn. She was training hard for the 2008 Beijing Olympics and was determined to do her best. The limits of what she was capable of, and once again represent South Africa on the world stage. Her recent lifestyle only showed her that she could be someone who thrived under pressure and could handle the shock of demands with the same poise she showed at the start of a race. Unexpected problems can ruin even the best-laid plans. For Charlene, a serious shoulder injury was one of those problems. What started as an ache quickly turned into an injury that would change her career, stopping her from training and stealing the hope she had been holding on to so tightly. This injury, like the nerve-wracking last few seconds of a close race, tested her in ways beyond the physical. The painful news that her Olympic hopes would be dashed meant the end of not only her swimming career but also an identity she had worn for years. After years of enduring the pain of defeat and the joy of victory, her retirement in 2007 forced her to face what life would be like without the sport that had defined her. As she dealt with this, now that she was facing what she had been avoiding, the reality of entering a world ruled by tradition and scrutiny, she kept her relationship with Albert. As the years went by, it became clear that Charlene's relationship with Albert wasn't a fling. People were looking forward to the best part of their relationship, where they would share their shared values, especially their love for charity work, and sports helped connect them, giving substance to a match that some initially thought was unlikely. When they finally announced they were engaged in June 2010, the public went crazy. Royal fans all over the world were excited to see Prince Albert get married, and Charlene's rise from an Olympic athlete to a princess in waiting captivated many. Rumors started to spread that Charlene wasn't sure she wanted to get married and wanted to leave Monaco. There were some emotional moments leading up to the wedding, but the real problems hadn't started yet. There would be tough fights. This is where Princess Charlene's story really starts. She didn't run away. She and Albert got married. When she became Princess of Monaco in 2011, she found herself in a situation she should have been ready for, but wasn't. She was a swimmer and did best in fluid environments. The strict world of royalty, with its unspoken rules and long-standing practices, was as different from her competitive past as night and day. Gone were the days when personal achievement was measured in milliseconds. Instead, Charlene had to deal with a whole new set of standards for success. She was judged on her looks, her diplomacy, and the heavy responsibility of representing a centuries-old institution. Getting used to this role brought a lot of challenges. The grace expected of a princess often clashed with. After years of swimming, Charlene became used to being watched by many people. This wasn't the case in Monaco, where everyone watched her every move. Even the smallest expression of emotion was seen as a sign of discord, unhappiness, or weakness. The first few years of her life there were full of times when she felt like she couldn't handle the attention. There were a lot of rumors in the tabloids that her smile hid more than it showed because she seemed uneasy or distant. Things were even more tense inside the palace as she navigated the complicated world of royal life. Her interactions with Princess Caroline stood out because they were so complicated. Caroline, Prince Albert's sister, had been the family's leading lady for many years, a role that was a big part of who she was. She took on this role out of necessity, especially after their father, Prince I changed the line of succession to keep the legacy alive during Albert's bachelor years and his time as king. Caroline's dedication made her a stronghold of royal continuity, but when Albert married Charlene in 2011, the spotlight moved to her, causing a change that didn't go over well with everyone. Charlene's entry into royal life wasn't just a change in title, it was a change in the established order. Caroline, who had been Monaco's first lady for years, saw her status change. Overnight, Charlene went from being the Queen's closest confidante to sharing or losing that space, which naturally led to rumors of rivalry. There were reports of tension between Charlene and Caroline, with disagreements centered on family heirlooms and traditions. One report even said they fought over Princess Grace Kelly's famous engagement ring, which was loaded with. Stories like these painted a picture of a fierce battle for a sense of belonging and power. As this battle raged, a new chapter in Charlene's life began, one that would mix joy with even more expectations: the birth of her twins, Princess Gabriella and Prince Jacques, in December 2014. This milestone changed the focus from her personal adjustment to royal life to embracing motherhood as a role. The birth of the twins was celebrated all over the world, including in Monaco, because Charlene and Prince Albert now had heirs who would carry on the principality's legacy. This created a new dynamic between Principe Caroline and Charlene, which deepened and reshaped the line of succession and solidified Charlene's position as the new leading lady of the principality. Princess Charlene had to take care of two children and find the right balance between them, nurturing their growth while figuring out who she was as a royal figure. How would this chapter play out as she tried to teach her children the lessons she had learned while also dealing with the public's close watch? Raising twins wasn't easy, especially since they weren't just kids. Since Gabriella and Jacques were heirs to the throne from the start, Charlene's bond with them went beyond the formalities of royal life. Family photos often showed tender moments that painted a picture of a mother deeply involved and devoted, but behind the scenes, things were more delicate. Charlene had to find a balance between caring for and protecting her children. Her athletic background affected how she raised her children and prepared them for their future roles in the public eye. The values that swimming had taught her, like discipline, perseverance, and the importance of mental strength, were woven into the fabric of their upbringing. However, unlike her days as a focused athlete, raising Gabriella and Jacques required her to wear many hats, including that of a loving parent. Charlene was a mother, a guide, and an unmarried, wavering figure in the constantly watched royal life. She wanted to keep things normal for her twins, but Monaco's grand traditions and protocols expected her to follow them. Public events and official duties required her to show poise and grace, even when she might have longed for some alone time. Raising the twins with her family in front of Monaco's elite and an international audience made Charlene vulnerable at times, but it also showed how strong she was as she juggled the demands of being a mother and a princess. During these years, Charlene's main goal was to give Gabriella and Jacques not only a royal education, but also a childhood that would ground them, whether that meant going to public events or hosting charitable events that reflect her passions. And she was determined to teach her children the values she held dear, such as empathy, service, and dedication. But even as she dedicated herself to motherhood and her public role, her journey would take another dramatic turn that would put her back in the news and worry people around the world. In 2021, she caused the most worry when she got lost in South Africa. The palace faced a new kind of storm when her absence from royal duties, which was supposed to be short but ended up lasting months and fueling rumors about her health and possible problems within the family, while they tried to keep things quiet. People were wondering if it was just an illness or if there was something more going on. What started out as a routine commitment to support a wildlife concert observation, a cause close to her heart, turned into a time of medical procedures, physical discomfort, and an increasing lack of visibility in Monaco. The palace's statements explained the medical nature of her condition, emphasizing that she needed multiple surgeries to manage the infection and speed up her recovery. As the weeks turned into months, Princess Caroline stepped in to take Charlene's place. She took on the role of the royal face of Monaco at public events and helped guide the young twins and stand by Prince Albert, showing the same strength she had shown in other family crises. This action revealed an unspoken part of their relationship where duty overcame rivalry and tradition held them together in the midst of all the attention when the news finally came out. When it was announced that Princess Charlene Monaco would be returning to Monaco, people who had been following her journey closely felt excited and relieved. It was a sign of hope that the princess, who had been through a lot of personal problems, would be returning to the place she called home. However, even though she was greeted with open arms, her return did not end the uncertainty that had been surrounding her. Instead of clearing up questions about her health and the future of her marriage to Prince Albert II, staying away from them for so long raised even more ones. When she stepped back onto the tarmac of the Monte Carlo airport, there was no denying the emotional weight of the moment. As photographers snapped pictures of her walking with her husband and their children, a new chapter in their story began. But beneath the friendly smiles, there was something missing. Charlene's presence in Monaco, while reassuring to some, seemed to bring up questions about her health and her role as a princess. The true extent of her health problems remained mostly unknown, though rumors and speculations swirled as the months went by. It was clear that Charlene's return to Mono wasn't to resume her royal duties. She continued to stay out of public life, only showing up on rare occasions and always in a carefully planned way. Her absence from important public events raised eyebrows and fed rumors that tried to explain her withdrawal. Despite the rumors, the princess handled public expectations and stepped in whenever needed to. Concerning Princess Charlene's health, people wanted to know if she was still recovering from her previous health problems or if there was a more personal reason for her continued absence. The public's interest in Princess Charlene's absence from public life naturally turned to her marriage to Prince Albert. For years, the couple had been the media paid close attention to them from the beginning of their relationship, when they courted and Monaco and beyond were interested, to when they got married in 2011. As this new development in their relationship caught everyone's attention, the question on everyone's mind was what was going on behind the palace walls. As you might expect, the palace kept a careful silence on the matter. In a world where royal families' every move is scrutinized, the Grimaldi family was no different. Prince Albert, ever the obedient monarch, didn't do much to put an end to the rumors, saying only, the public wanted more information about his wife's health and recovery, but he only gave them vague answers. They were left with few details and a growing sense of uncertainty. It was clear that the palace was not going to give the public the information they were asking for out of respect for privacy and protocol. Could the stress in their relationship have reached a breaking point? Had the pressures of royal life made them snap? The intense attention put on them made their relationship stronger, and rumors about their marriage grew stronger over the months. Reports said things like marital discord and a quiet separation were possible. Both tabloids and gossip outlets jumped on these ideas, making it seem like they were in a troubled relationship, and Charlene's withdrawal from public life was seen as a sign of deeper problems. Prince Albert's appearances in public events, sometimes by himself and sometimes with his twin children, added to the rumors. Some people thought that Charlene was just putting her health first, while others wondered if she was leaving the marriage altogether. The public loved the couple's twin children, but they couldn't replace the presence of their mother, and as time went on without Charlene, people started to wonder if the relationship between Monaco's beloved prince and princess was really as strong as they had been led to believe. In response to these mountain claims, the palace released statements that were, as expected, measured and cautious. They stressed Charlene's need for rest and recovery, reiterating that her absence was in no way a sign of a problem. Personal discord: Prince Albert backed his wife, reassuring the public that their family was united and that Charlene's health was the most important thing. However, these well-meaning statements did little to calm the growing public unease for many, as the lack of clarity only added to the sense of mystery and intrigue surrounding the royal couple. It is often said that in the end, people will come up with their own theories when they don't have answers, which let the public's imagination run wild. Were the royal couple facing a crisis that they weren't ready to admit? Since Princess Charlene is still staying out of the public eye and the Grimaldi family is staying quiet, questions about their marriage may never be fully answered, leaving the world to wonder if their royal love story is as perfect as it once seemed.